Hi everybody, it's your girl Jazz, and today I am reviewing the Rocketbook. It's gonna take off. Okay, sorry. I had to do that. Alright, so it's the Rocketbook Everlast. It's supposed to be, you know, it's an endless, reusable, intelligent notebook. So pretty much you shouldn't need another notebook after this one. It's pretty cool. At least it sounds pretty cool. We'll see how actually it works. You can write on it. It's supposed to have like special, give me a minute, let me open it so that way I can describe it appropriately, please. Alright, so so wasteful, aren't I? Alright, so wasn't expecting that. Okay, so it has regular, kind of like, supposed to feel like regular paper, but it doesn't exactly feel. It has kind of like a slick feeling to it. I was thinking it was going to be more like regular paper, but it has like a slick texture to it. Anyways, alright, so a little bit about this. You're supposed to be able to write with it, and it includes a pen. So, pen included. Let's see if I can open this. Why do y'all have to make things so complicated? I think it's just jazz proof. Oh. Nope, nope. Looks like just a regular pen. Wait, can you open? How do you work? I see the ink. Oh! Okay. This is the eraser. That makes sense. Okay. I'm such a dork. I can't help it. Why do they make this so complicated? Okay. Alright. So the pen actually just looks like a regular pen. Nothing special about it. Which, probably, let me see. 1 second. Yep, works on regular paper. So it's not just specifically for this one. So you can use it on anything. Alright, so I just wrote my name, Jazz. Plain and simple, but I'm very picky about my handwriting. And normally I would probably just take this off and throw it away. But, let me see. There's a bit of water. So this is supposed to be erasable too. Let me see, before I forget. So I already wrote on this, but we're gonna see if it's erasable. Not too bad. You can slightly tell where I wrote, but I mean, it's like with a pencil. You know, you still have that little aftermath, so to speak, afterwards. Actually, not too bad. But I don't think you're supposed to use that on there. You're supposed to get a damp towel. Can't even tell what I wrote or where I wrote. Okay, you might be able to tell where I wrote because it might be a little damp over here, but otherwise you can't tell. That's pretty cool. I'm amused with that. Now I just want to color the page. All right, so just a little bit of moisture erases everything. The pages supposedly look and feel like normal paper, but they're a little bit more slick. So that's not true. I mean, because I don't know about it. Normal paper doesn't have, you know, slick feeling to it. I mean, there are some papers do have like a little slight gloss to it, but I wouldn't call that normal paper. More like the obviously glossy paper. So that's inaccurate. I shall mark it off. All right. It's actually composed of synthetic blend of polyester, which makes sense because that obviously gives it the slickness. So you're going to write within 10 to 15 seconds, the writing dries. So we're going to test this out. But, oh, well, that messed up. All right. All right, as you can tell, the first one I smeared it right off the bat. So we're gonna give it about 10 seconds. Dry it up a little bit. All right, so I let it dry for a couple of seconds. Just a fair warning, it may not be 10 seconds because most gel pens, sometimes they have thicker spots and thinner, you know. As you can tell in the writing, this spot right here took a little bit longer to dry just because there's a thicker line to it and actually kind of, I guess the pen kind of dragged there a little bit. So it took a little bit longer, but now it doesn't smear at all. think it's pretty. Oh, well, obviously I have some moisture on my hands and it kind of erased it a little bit. So that's one thing that you got to kind of be a little bit careful with. I think this is so cool. Just the paper alone, I think is cool. I probably could have used this growing up in school. Okay. And as I said, it has different, you know, as I mentioned, it has different little categories. And that actually works with the app itself. The app actually works with other cloud services. It says Google Drive, Box, the email, Evernote, the Dropbox, I guess it's hashtag Slack or pound Slack, I don't know, and OneNote. So those are some of the cloud programs that it works with. We're actually going to see how this works. All right, so as you can see, I kind of made a little make-believe to-do list. And one thing that's kind of cool is if you have, like, you know, say maybe your significant other, you know, they're like, oh, what do we need? And like, hold on a second, I'll send you an email with everything that we need. So you're just going to, I'll show you the app in a minute so that way you can get a better screenshot of it, or screenshot, I mean funny. No, I'm just joking. So that way you can get a better view of it. But like I said, at the bottom of each page, it has these little designs or little symbols, so to speak. And so each symbol is supposedly a new destination of where you're going to send it to. So if you have something, you know, maybe you can have your mom, your dad, your, you know, daughter, son, whatever. So each one can have a different email address or a Dropbox or a different cloud service that you want to send it to. I think it'd be cool if they had it where you could send it to different texts. But, you know, whatever. Maybe that'll be their next step. But anyways, one thing that I do want to point out, this is not microwavable. Do not put in the microwave. There's another note, in case you're wondering, like, why would you put a notebook in the microwave? There's another notebook out there that you put in the microwave to kind of eliminate, instead of using the damp towel to erase, you put it in the microwave. But that's another one. So I'm gonna make sure, and make sure that whenever you're writing on the surface, make sure that it's dry, because it can actually damage the paper itself. You definitely don't want that, because you don't want to damage your notebook. So one thing that's kind of cool too is it helps you organize. Like I said, each symbol is a new destination, or not a new destination, because it can all be the same email address, or, you know, Dropbox, whatever. It can be any destination, let me phrase it like that. But let's actually look at the app. All right, so the app is just a simple little rocket, kind of, you know, the symbol that they use for, you know, one of their own symbols down here. And as you can see, each symbol has a due destination. They're all going straight to my email address, so that's no big deal. And I've kind of tested this out a little bit. Let me delete these. We're gonna delete these. Yes. All right, so you're like, well, how do you transfer it there? Does it scan? Whatever. So we're gonna take a picture and make sure that you get the whole page in it, and see it's telling you it's scanning and processing it. All right, and done. And then you name it whatever you want to do list. All right, and then since I selected the star, it's going to go to my Dropbox, and that's pretty much it. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. And that's pretty much all this app does. And then of course you have everything that you've set it for. Pretty easy, pretty simple. All right, just to be clear on the microwave notebook, they're actually made by Rocketbook. This is the Rocketbook Everlast. The Rocketbook Wave is the one that you stick in the microwave. And so just to kind of clarify that up, it's the same company, just different notebooks. Let's see, and I actually think I love this thing. I'm amused with it. I'm usually the type of person where you're sitting there like blah, 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 and then end up throwing the paper away. Yes, unfortunately I can be a bit wasteful. When you're bored, you need something to do. So that's usually what I do, is draw. But now I can just erase it all up instead of having to throw the paper away. And I like the fact that it has grids on it instead of just typical lines. So I mean, if you're a drawer or something like that, artist, drawer, whatever you want to phrase yourself, you can easily use that instead of, you know, using the lines and kind of being in the way. It's a little bit more on the background side, so that way it doesn't show up. But as you can see, whenever you scan it, it doesn't show those lines either. I usually don't follow the lines anyway, so it works out for me either way. I think this is pretty cool. I will definitely be using it pretty often. And like I said, the symbols that are at the bottom are right here, so you know just right where they're destined to go. So if you have, you know, your mom's email address, your dad's email address, son's, daughter's, boss, whatever the case may be, you know exactly where each page is going to. So I actually seen where I'd sent the first few samples to myself and actually seen the email come through. So it legitimately sends it to where you're telling it to send it to. So I love this. I think it's pretty cool. I will not be sticking it in the microwave either, so I may actually review that. Let me know if you do want me to review the microwave. the Rocketbook Wave to be compared with this one, so just let me know. But in the meantime, make sure that you like and subscribe, so that way if you do want me to review it, you can make sure that stay tuned. And also don't forget, I will be doing my giveaways, so be sure to like and subscribe in case you haven't heard me before. But anyways, stay jazzy guys. Thanks.